Hello there folks, it is TIJ Gaming and welcome back to the Neil Robertson Pro Career on Snooker 19. Today it is episode 59 of Season 4 and the beginning of our D88.com German Masters adventure. Today we have the first part of the last 16. It's a best of 9. We're playing the first 4 frames today up to the mid-session interval against the pistol Mark Allen. Now we've took a bit of a break of a few months between tournaments. The last tournament we played in was the Scottish Open and we got to the semi-final. Unfortunately, as you would have seen in the last episode had you watched it, we lost in a decider to Judd Trump. So that fairy tale of potentially winning all 4 Home Nations events, unfortunately, has stopped at the 3rd hurdle. But now we focus on really winning as many tournaments as we can before the end of this season. The Triple Crown attempt is over, that Home Nation sweep is over, so we're going to take every event as an individual and try and do as best as possible. So we finished in the semi-finals of the Scottish Open. Obviously we qualified for this tournament. We beat Sam Craigie and Kurt Mafflin. We beat Jan Bingtao in the last 32 free frames to nil, quite an easy win there. And then we had the Dafabet Masters, which I alluded to last time I was going to skip because we'd already won the event. There was no ranking prize money on offer. I didn't see the point of it. The final was contested between Mark Selby and Mark Williams, and Mark Williams was the champion there. And now we move on to this tournament, the German Masters. So before the end of the season, we have got, I think, 9 tournaments. This one, the World Grand Prix, the Welsh Open, the Shootout, Players, Gibraltar, the Tour Championship, the China Open, and then, of course, the biggie, the Betfred World Championship. But today, focus on the short term, we are playing against Mark Allen, a player who we only played in the quarterfinal of the Scottish Open. So hope for Mark Allen, he'll hope to get revenge. We've got a good record against Mark Allen. We've won our last 5 appearances against him. Of course, that most previous one was an excellent match. Another best of 9 in the quarterfinals of the Scottish Open, and we beat him there and he decided by 5 frames to 4. But the matches before that have been a bit more comfortable in our favour, and we're in a good winning run against Mark Allen. But there's a bit more at stake for the pistol today because he is the winner of this event from Season 2. Not the reigning champion, but what's important about that, for those of you maybe new viewers who don't necessarily know about the ranking prize money structure in snooker, the ranking structure runs on a 2-year structure. So Mark Allen was the winner of this tournament in Season 2. If he fails to do that, then he's going to lose prize money. We got to this stage in Season 2. We got to the last 16, being knocked out by Luca Brissell by 3 frames to nil. So if we go out today, we're not going to lose any ranking prize money. But if we go through, all we can do is gain. But of course, really, we're looking to win this tournament. We'll do as best as we can, at least. And we've been playing well recently. I think we were a little bit unfortunate against Judd Trump. Maybe just snatched at our shots a little bit. But nevertheless, we start a new match today. Last 16 against Mark Allen. It should be a blast. So we're just going to play up to the mid-session interval to the end of the 4th frame. And if the snooker's any as good as it was in the previous match between the two of us, it should be a great match. Got a bit of a half chance to get us going here.
Tricky shot here.
Tricky pot. Only going to be leaving the one on that we're playing on if we miss. And it's there. It's a good pot. It's a tricky angle on the black, so I think we might just dib out here. Try and play a good safety.
Pace is very important here, and he doesn't want to underhit this.
We've overhit that slightly.
Neil Robertson, 1.
It's okay, mind you. You can't see a potting angle for that one red that was free from the pack. And he's had a dreaded kiss on the blue, and that's given us potentially a second chance.
That was a really tough shot, and it hasn't worked out all that well.
Trying to get in between these 2 balls to get onto the black. It's going to be a tough ask. Got to pop the red though first. And I'll tell you what, we've had quite a lot of those, particularly in the first few rounds and against Judd as well. My aim is seemingly a little bit off recently. There's been a lot that have just snuck in between both jaws and not gone in.
Perfect
I
pace
don't know
applied
what's
to the
causing that particularly.
1.
But that's going to be end of break for Mark Allen.
And tight to the cushion here.
Similarly to us, just wants to play a good safety shot there. So, a few jitters at the start of this match. And another one again there. Not been the best start, as it will play a lovely safety shot here as well. Yeah, it's a good shot, that.
foul.
He's going to put us back in because we would have snookered Mark Allen, but of course it's ourselves that have to get out of our own snooker now.
Well, I think he's going to
Hopefully
attempt to
swerve our way out of this, which we have done, but unfortunately, because we're playing with side, the cue ball wouldn't react the way it normally would, although I think we've got away with that without leaving him a potting chance. So we're more than a bit fortunate there. So just trying to hit this fairly thin, don't want to give away too much of a chance. Where's this cue ball going? It's cannoned off the green, and it's gone in off. Well, this is not the best start for us whatsoever.
Just wants to sink this into.
And this is Mark Allen's first real chance, you have to say. He's not really took much from it. It's gone straight back into the pack. And it's going to have to be another safety here. So every single ball, apart from the pink and black, of course, are all off their spot. It's an awkward shot. It's a very good safety, I have to say. I don't think we're going to get through here without hitting one of these two. We haven't got any other option, really. Oh, we haven't done. Well, that's pretty good. I wasn't going for the pot dive end and calm down. Pretty good safety, actually, in the end. We managed to get in between that gap. Between the red ball and the black. Things will start to open up a bit more now. This is probably at least a half chance. Got to play this with power, though. Got to play this with pace, or else we're never going to get out of there. And we're still not going to get out of there. Well, it's been a rough start. I feel like this one has to go in, or else Mark Allen gets a good chance. But it's there. It's dropped. Bit of fortune involved, sure, but if we'd have missed that, it'd have probably been frame over. So now that we've potted that, we need to make sure it's frame over, but the other way, of course, for us.
Well, he's taking it on to the left corner. Great shot.
Hopefully we can get all those jitters out of the way by producing a good break. Ball's in one way, it's certainly at our mercy here.
He's taking on the pot along the cushion. What a top pot that was.
Wonderful pot.
Just got to feel our way into this break. It's a peculiar one because all the reds are all over the place, but equally the colours are as well. So that just makes things a little bit more awkward for us.
13.
He's attempting to sink this into the left corner pocket.
That's a good pot.
Beautifully done.
What a wonderful pot.
Let's see what we can do from here then. To make sure this one goes in. Harder than it looked, that, but it's there. It's okay.
20.
We're playing some decent stuff now. We're getting in the groove.
6.
Just got to keep our focus.
27.
Pink has replaced blue on its spot because, of course,
Long pot, right up his street.
that cluster of three reds has taken the pink spot away.
Oh, wonderful shot.
So for a few shots here, we can just use the pink as that
34.
effective blue ball. But
Long pot's on, and he's going
we've
for
got to be
it.
careful, because if we start clearing these reds, then the pink will go back on its spot.
40.
Got to bear that one in mind. But I'd say this should be our frame now. Certainly our frame to lose, put it that way.
48.
I nearly mucked that one up.
49.
Well, tried to do two things then. We were successful with both. Trying to split those two reds up and also use them as a stopper so we could get on the one which we are pretty much bob on straight on. Although, unfortunately, because we're queuing right on top of the other red here, we can't play the backspin that we'd like to. I have to play with some topspin, and that was absolutely fine.
57.
Judged that one well for once.
Just the black needed now.
And just the black needed, and it's there.
No
And
problem
we've
there.
won the opening frame. Good stuff once we got in. A few jitters at the start. Some snooker that wasn't brilliant, but no, some good stuff in that opening frame. See if we can then now make an opening frame century. Set out our stall quite nicely.
Decent position to take on a colour here.
65.
He's an expert long potter, and he's taking this on.
So pink will go back on its spot now.
Well, that's right out of the top
Give ourselves a
drawer.
choice of these two reds.
71.
It's going to be the straight one we'll go for here.
He's aiming for the left corner here. In it goes.
72.
Now for the black, and try and play the long red along the cushion. Not much risk involved with this, given that we've won the frame. Probably wouldn't do it in normal conditions.
79.
If I overhit it, we have. But again, if we pot this, we should be okay.
So the long red to the corner pocket.
How are we looking? It looks decent. And we're going to get some nice luck there and a cracking pot.
80.
Couldn't really go for one of the high value colours there because, well, now we're going for the brown, but we couldn't go for one of the high value colours because of where the yellow is. You've got to be very precise with this, given how close it is to the cushion.
84.
Just the colours remaining.
86.
So green into the middle pocket.
He's looking at the pot into the left middle. That's a great.
Okay on the brown, but we're going to have to go up and down the table here to get onto the blue. Oh, this doesn't look too good. It's okay. It's okay. Again, we're going to have to get a bit of luck, I would think, to clear the table here, but we're all right as it stands.
Tough shot coming up.
It is a toughie, this. Oh, might be a bit too... Yeah, a bit too far right with that one. If it had just clipped off the jaw slightly, then we might have got away with that one going in. But we got a bit out of position, and that shows. But it's okay. It's a good break there, and we take the opening frame.
The second frame. Mark Allen to break.
So Mark Allen to break off for this second one then. He's left another tempter, but I think that in this case, again, a little bit like the opening frame, there was a little bit more on in that opening frame, I think, from the outset, but it just doesn't look like an opportunity that's going to lead to anything, and just probably, more than likely at least, get us in some trouble, and that's not really what we want. However, that one looks a lot more tempting. Maybe not the pot itself, but because I know that if we don't go for it, chances are we could leave it on with our next safety. And it's right in the middle of the pocket. Played that one well. Black's not going to go here, is it now? So, a good shot on the blue. Screw back for one of these two reds that have come out from the pack. Helped us out. Would have been no temptation to play on from there if one of those two reds hadn't have come out.
Superb queuing.
6.
It's just all about being delicate around the black ball. Played that a little bit harder than I'd have liked, so we're a little bit too straight on this, but we side spin, we'll be okay, I think. Yeah, we certainly are. I'm quite happy about that one being fairly straight.
14.
looking to play this softly.
Problem is the black's going to be a bit too straight, isn't it? So need this to pull up a little bit earlier so we've got some sort of angle to go in the reds at, but I don't think it's going to be the right one. No, it's actually bang on straight, funnily enough.
He'll play this with plenty of
Plays for a
power.
little bit less angle, so we've got more chance of going into them, but even with that,
I'm not sure what happened there.
there's no leverage, unfortunately, with the reds.
22.
Just a nice thin nick off the pack, back up to bulk. Apologies if you can hear the dog in the background.
Neil Robertson, 22.
This was a gentle shot for Mark Allen there. Nice and thin off the pack. We're taking 22, which is okay to start with. Not necessarily looking like, at least from the outset here, that it's going to be one of those matches whereby it's very much one visit snooker. It looks a little bit more scrappy than that. If we can get on top, then I don't mind that at all.
This is building up to be a really interesting test of their safety skills.
Need this one to keep running ideally. Don't think it passes the blue to go for the loose red. No, it doesn't. So he's going for something a bit more aggressive here, and he needs a bit of help for this one to work out. Oh, I'll tell you what, I don't think he's left anything easy here. But it's one of those situations where you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. This is an awkward one. Do we play with some side? Can't even play with some side and get that one in. I'm looking at this to the middle pocket as being our best chance. We have to play this in some ways.
More than half a chance here.
Put us in a bit of a pickle here. Inadvertently, of course. We didn't intend to play into all those, but we've potted that one very nicely. And now we've just got to really skirt around this because it's an awkward table. As I've said previously, there's a lot more pressure involved when the table's more open like this. Purely because if you miss a shot, then by probabilities you're going to leave one on.
6. Seven.
Could have gone for the black on the cushion there, but again, it's just one of those shots that early on in this break, you don't really want to risk that sort of shot too much.
I'm not surprised he's taking on the long pot here.
It's all about being measured in these breaks sometimes, going for the lowest risk shot. Of course, sometimes there's more reward for a higher risk shot, so you're going to take it on sometimes, but just with the way the reds are sitting at the moment,
Well,
I'm not
it goes.
particularly in favour of
Half a
that,
chance.
so let's just try and keep things as simple as possible.
13.
Okay. Just all about sizing up what goes, and of course the ideal angles to play for
Well,
those
no
shots.
surprises here with the long pot attempt.
Mr. McManus would be proud.
Wonderful shot.
And we're just chipping away here.
18.
Every red we pot, we create space, we create opportunities. But it's again, it's going to be tricky to make too much out of this, I think. I might be wrong. There might be another opportunity after this, but I think that one would go, wouldn't it? Yeah. Okay. Unfortunately, we're on the wrong side of the table to go for the one that does go. So is there anything that goes from this angle? I don't think there is. Certainly nothing easy anyway. There's that one that's a half chance. So we need to get in probably a better angle for that.
This requires a really good strike.
Yeah, it's a good pot on the blue.
What a great demonstration.
And there's a half chance on here. It's a tricky one.
24.
Yeah, it's not that bad actually. It's more than a half chance, I would say, in the end.
He's looking to pop this.
Still got to
into
finish
the
it off
corner.
though. Easier said than done, and it's there. It's a good
Excellent
pot.
pot.
Wouldn't have mind cannoning into a few there, to be honest, but not meant to be.
25.
Mind you can't have it all, can you? You're whinging sometimes that you don't play the shot with enough pace, and then you can't get out of there, and so you when you want something to happen, it doesn't happen. That's true to life. Again, no more philosophy lessons today.
30.
But this is certainly a good chance for us to take a 2-0 lead. Been very reliant on the blue ball in this frame because the pink and the black are both tied up.
Well, no surprises here with the long pot attempt.
Just bring this one off the cushion, that's it, perfect.
Outstanding effort.
And again, with this red potted, we'll open up an opportunity for another one. Not particularly looking at the scoreboard here, just trying to make as much as we can of this opportunity. Might have got this one wrong. Certainly coming at this from the wrong side if we want to play some backspin. Unless we play with a lot of backspin and try the tough shot of this red into the middle pocket. This is where I am going to look at the points. There's 5 reds on. Blue will give us a lead of 64. Oh, well. Let's see. Let's see where we end up with this shot. Can play a safety from this if we need to. In fact, we've come right round the houses. Wasn't expecting it to be that hard.
42.
And we're going to have the same problems we had before, aren't we? Yeah. So it's going to have to be a safety here. We're forced into that, really. Got a good lead here.
To get this cue ball close to the cushion.
If we can play a good safety shot, then that should finish things off. Albeit not snookered in behind anything, but he's going to have to play with some topspin, which is difficult, I suppose. He's 64 behind, he's 67 on. So just one shot needed for us to win the frame. He's played a good shot, though, there. But I think it's probably worth looking at how this red is positioned. Probably just to go for a shot to nothing here.
This is a critical shot here.
Nope, we've missed it. And that was a risk. It is going to give Mark Allen a chance. It's just a case of whether he can get the points required. It's a long way back for a player of his stature. You wouldn't be surprised to see it. I feel like that was, again, a risk versus reward shot. If we pot it, then it's frame over. If we don't, then I guess Mark Allen can get back into this. Needs to make sure he stays on the high value colours, or else he'll need a snooker.
7. 8.
Good decision to try and get back on the black. That's going to help him out. Not really on anything there, though. So have to play this one. Yeah, tricky shot down the cushion, this. But he's got it sorted.
16.
So he's forced to play the pink. Black out commission for the moment. So it's going to be tight here. It's going to be 42 back with 43 on. So we could really do with this black. And it could just be a point that decides this, you know. If he plays 2 blacks, gets all the colours, then he's going to win the frame by a point. But rather forced into not doing that. And he's going to have to play a snooker now. Whether he does that now, I'd have played it then, personally, now and then. But he does need a snooker now because he's 36 behind, 35 on.
Nicely positioned for the
So as usual, they're going to do the silly thing that the AI always do. And, I mean, if you'd have potted the black there, then, you know, you've only need one snooker.
Half a chance here.
But now he needs 2. Or we haven't potted the yellow, but now he needs 2 snookers rather than the 1 he needed, which always is something I don't understand, but he's going to try and go for it. Get that in behind
He wants to keep this cue ball safe, but
the
no
green.
guarantees.
Not bothered about keeping it safe because it's him who needs the snooker. So as long as we hit the yellow, that's absolutely rosy with me. We might have him back here, you know. We have. Oh dear, excellent shot.
Foul. Neil
Well,
Robertson.
I'm going to let him play on here because I think he'll probably just... Oh, I'll play on then. Whoops. I was going to force him to continue because I think he would have probably conceded from there. Doesn't matter where this shot goes particularly because he needs 3 snookers. I can't see it. And we'll have made a good start here. Mark Allen not particularly in this match so far.
Conceded. Frame. Neil Robertson.
That's the
We know how good Allen is. He can certainly get back into this very easily. But a good
2 frames ahead,
start for
and
us.
he's starting to build some momentum here.
We beat Jan Bingtao 3-0. That's not an easy task. That first frame against Jan, obviously you didn't see it on camera, but that first frame was a tricky one. We had to come back in that one. He needed one red and didn't get it, and we put a good clearance together. Oh. Again, some strange shots that Mark Allen is playing here. He's certainly not comfortable in this match yet.
This isn't easy.
This isn't easy, though. Definitely, he hasn't left a sitter for us. But it's a good shot. It's definitely a good shot.
1.
Again, a bit of work to do. He's not left a huge chance, but again, it's a chance that he's not particularly worked hard to prevent.
This is not easy.
Tricky shot here. It's there, but what's the position like? Because we've hit that a little bit softer than I'd have liked to,
Position here.
then I think it's just a case of playing it safe.
If he underhits this, it could end badly.
Just a thin nick off the yellow. Not quite snookered him, I don't think. No, we have done.
Managed the snooker.
So Mark Allen in a bit of a pickle here.
Neil Robertson.
Now he's opened them all up, and what fortunes are you going to get? Pretty good one, it has to be said. Again, looking at whether we've got maybe a side spin shot on here. We can get inventive and try and put one of these in, but unfortunately it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Well, tables have turned a bit here, haven't they? Need a good shot here from ourselves to keep us safe now. We were in a very strong position beforehand, and that's, I think, going to come a little bit too far, unfortunately. Blue might save us. But I think there's going to be something he's going to go for. There's always a chance. There's always a gap.
Not an easy one, but
There's a good shot played by Mark Allen. You could argue a bit of luck involved maybe there.
Brilliant shot.
But let's see what he's made of in this frame. Not a chance I particularly wanted to give him, believe me. But now we have. We can't turn back the past. It was a good shot played by Mark, and there wasn't a lot we could have done to avoid leaving a shot on. But I think he's missed the red there, you know. He has done. That looked like a safety to me. Either a very good safety or a very lucky shot to nothing. That's a bit more like it this time. Just need to pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. That's okay. Could have done with it being a bit close to the green, but that's no harm. He's open things up a bit more here. That's definitely an attempt to sit in there.
He's taking this on.
It'll be tricky to get on the colour after this, but let's see where the cue ball ends up.
So close.
But it's not all about getting on the colour, you know. You've got to pot the ball first, and that was a risk to take on. So, really good form in the first two frames. And Mark Allen's got a chance here, and it feels like this one now, it's one he's not going to take lightly. He's going to really go for this and score heavily.
12. 13. 18. 19. 25. 26.
Ran slightly out of position there, but a good recovery shot wouldn't do any harm.
Well, it goes. Half a
It's going
chance
for
here.
the pink, and it's right in the middle of the pocket. That's an excellent shot.
Oh, yes. What a pot.
Admittedly, maybe bounced a bit lucky with the angle there, but nevertheless, you can't argue with that too much. It's a good shot. I think he's going to half the deficit here.
$32. 33.
Again, another bit of a wayward shot. He's giving himself some work to do, but he's doing it well. But that might just be end of break, unless he can see a plant, I suppose, which no, he can't. And he's given away a foul.
Foul.
He missed the pot originally, and he's given away a foul. And although this isn't a great chance, whatever we go for it, I feel like we have to do it, because Mark Allen would have probably gone for it and potted it if it had took on the chance. So we're trying to play this with some pace, just to attempt not to leave too much on if we don't pot this. But it's there anyway. But it was very much shots enough, and you can see that by how we've left this up the bulk. I think it would be well advised here to just put Mark Allen in the snooker. I know it's a negative shot to play, I realise all that, but I think in the situation we're in, it'd be best just to make sure we snooker him.
He's played that very well.
He's going to struggle to get out of this, isn't he?
One. Foul and a miss. Neil Robertson.
I mean, where do you go from there? A lot more accurate this time. We're nowhere near the first time.
Well, he's asked for the retake.
Oh, he's hit the yellow straight away. Where the ball's going to end up? No. Again, the Reds haven't moved, so there's no tempter there. He was on the right track with the second shot he played.
And to be honest, I'm not sure what his intention was.
Just where the Reds are, I don't see any point of continuing unless there's a good enough chance, or of course Mark Allen gets out the snooker. This looks a bit more promising, but again, not quite. He's getting there though. At least he's trying a variety of different strategies. Sometimes you see the AI go for the same bloody shot 10 times.
Foul and a miss. Neil Robertson, 4.
Well, he's asked for the retake.
Oh, this might be the one now. Good shot. Good shot, Mark. Because he's not left anything particularly easy at all. So kudos to him for that one. We're going to have to play safe. We've got no other option. And to be honest, you know, there's a high chance of this going wrong. Particularly if we hit the green full ball.
That's a shocker.
Again, there was just no way to get out of there. But he's going to play safe himself. He's obviously not fancying the pot there, which is a real surprise. I thought he would have definitely gone for that, but maybe not.
He's attempting to get the white tight on the cushion.
To be fair, now the red is blocking the pocket. You can see that. Well, that was a stinker all round from a safety perspective for us.
One.
It really was. Got a lot of points there, but they've not really equated to anything, because Mark Allen, I would say, is going to win this frame in this visit now.
Doesn't want to overhit this.
7.
Needs a good pot though here. He's going to go for the blue, you would say. It's the only thing I thought could have really derailed him. Next red. Suppose he's got to look for an avenue to get on one of these two. And he's not going to do it, so the saga continues.
Mark Allen, 18.
Interesting shot there from Mark. And you know what? I think the position we're in, as I've said, we might as well just go for a half chance here. Try and pot this red.
This really is tricky.
Don't think we're going to do it, but you never know.
That's really
no,
close.
It's not there.
Quite close enough.
As long as this doesn't go too far up the table. Maybe need a bit of help from the brown, possibly. And if we've got it. Yeah, we have done. So, again, we get away with that. And funnily enough, the balls haven't ended up in too different a position of where they were originally. Where's that one going to end up then? I feel like this is going to go the way of Mark Allen, but you just never know. He really just needs a red. And the colour, of course, to supplement it. Difficult table, though, now for both players. Yeah, you can see that red. He ain't going to miss that, is he? No, I didn't think he could see that, but that will be frame over, and you know what? I'm, well, wait for him to pop the pink, I suppose. But I'm going to concede the frame there because, we wouldn't have got back into it. It'd have got, what, 6 points. So it'd have been 40 ahead with 35 on. Yeah, I just don't see the point of playing that out. That was all over. And, again, I know we've been criticising ourselves for going for too many shots, but I just think here, if we don't go for it, there's a chance that Mark Allen will be left it. And it's a good pot, but I think... No, just play the safety again. I don't think we're going for the pot there. We're going, oh, missed pot. Missed it by a bloody mile if that's what you thought we were going for.
Robertson, 1.
Interesting target here and behind the yellow ball. Oh, we've just hit it for it to go in behind. We've left him a chance. This is a sitter, really.
Well played. Good safety there.
Oh, well played, good safety. Oh, maybe you can't see that shot then. We'll soon see, because we're in a fairly similar position here. Yeah, you can't see it. Feels like what we've got to gamble on with a bit of side, though, I would say.
Wow.
And it's there.
Knew
I fancied that, really did. Even though the angle wasn't optimal.
1.
Again, I'm just looking at this. How do you pot anything from that blue? So we're going to go for the negative shot again. Play up to the blue. Should be easy enough to get out of.
Neil Robertson, 1.
Just all about whether he leaves anything on. And he has done. Albeit once again a bit of an awkward shot. But it's there. So let's see what we can make of this again. Not really much of a chance still.
1.
Certainly not had any easy chances so far this match, but we've dug away. Tried to make the most of what we have had. And it'd be good to walk away from this with a lead of 3-1.
6. Seven.
We're on the wrong side of the table here, aren't we?
Well, I'm not surprised he's taking on the long pot here.
Now, how far is this going to go? Certainly a potting angle on here. And it's also enough of an angle to play. A bit of a shot to nothing, a bit of a safety shot from this. Nope, we've missed it. I don't know if it has turned out to be a shot to nothing.
Neil Robertson,
Difficult to
12.
tell. We'll soon know.
Rest here, which makes it a little more
Yeah,
challenging.
bad shot all round from us. But Mark Allen, oh, that's a heartbreaker, that is.
4.
He's chosen to play on.
Because really, he should have punished our bad shot.
So, this pot into the right
But
corner.
just the in-off was always a chance there of that.
Top shot, that is.
Real shame.
Great technique, superb cueing.
1.
But you can only beat who you're up against. It's a fact in this game.
Good
You
cueing.
shouldn't go, oh, well, you know.
No,
oh,
not this
friggin' hell.
time.
Neil Robertson,
That was a poor shot. Funny, isn't it, how different the first two frames have been to this second two frames. I've always said my long game's pretty good, but this game is definitely showing my short game a lot better than the long game. We've had a few good frames, and then we've really gone out of kilter here. And both players making a few mistakes, but really we should be taking the advantage from that. We haven't thus far. And now Mark Allen's split the balls up. I think this will be a frame that's over pretty quickly. And another, a little bit like the match in the Scottish Open, disappointing
21.
to only end the session at 2 frames apiece. Should have made more of that. Not over yet, though. I'm fairly confident it is, but it's funny how this game can change in an instant.
29. 30. 37. 38. 45. 46. 53.
I said it'd be over pretty quickly, didn't it? It was like a blink of an eye, that was. Because he just needs the colour, and that'll finish off the frame. But, bit of a twist here. He hasn't got it. I mean, we need 35 from 35.
Challenging pot along the cushion here.
We haven't potted the red, and that might just be curtains. The blue might save us here, but I don't think it will. No, he's going to play safe again. Why not? We'll humour him here. Some shocking shots from us there. He ain't going to miss this one.
He'll be disappointed with that.
So very much a session of two halves. And ironically, it ends as it started, I would think. Yeah, he's potted the red.
1.
Again, we'll concede that one there.
Frame conceded. Frame, Mark Allen.
But yeah, disappointing. Disappointing. We should have really made the most of that. I think we should have maybe been 3-1 up after that.
This is close.
However, we'll come back in a few days' time. New session. Hopefully a new us. And fingers crossed we can win this session and get through to the last stage. We'll just watch Mark Allen's safety shot here.
He's taking the pot on.
When he's taking the pot on. Oh, it's going to be another Judd Trump match, isn't it? Another Judd Trump-esque one.
5.
Whereby he takes a few points. Might win the frame here. I can't see it, though. Yeah, just going for the blue, and this is going to be an inevitable safety shot. And that is where we're going to leave it for today's episode. So if you guys enjoyed that, make sure to leave a like down below. Of course, remember to comment as well your thoughts and subscribe for regular Snooker 19 content on a Monday, Wednesday and a Friday at 6 PM. Thank you for your company, and I'll see you guys at the same time on Friday. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye for now.